Good morning. Today we're going to look at finding the main idea, identifying the main idea, finding the why. It helps us to understand what we have read. In fiction books, which are not real, you will ask yourself these questions. What is the story mainly about? You may answer these questions by looking at the title. You may also look at chapter names, and you need to ask yourself, what do I notice over and over? What is the recurring theme? In nonfiction books, which are mainly informational books, you need to ask yourself, what does the author want you to learn about the topic? You need to look at the headings, which are like the bold names of chapters or sections divided in chapters. And also you can look at the first and last sentence. They may provide clues. Discovering the main idea. What is your take home from the story or the informational book that you've read? Also, we need to look at informational books. You can identify informational books by these attributes. Number one, they have headings, they have diagrams, they have labels, and they have bold words. For example, this is an informational book about sharks. These are one of the facts or the main ideas. Sharks are big fish. They live in oceans all over the world, and they are nonfiction. This is an example of nonfiction or informational. As you read, you need to begin to talk to yourself, do self-talk. You need to learn to stay in one spot. You need to work on stamina. You need to read the whole time, and you need to read quietly. And that reminds me of attributes of good readers. Readers with stamina. That means readers that have longevity, holding out power, able to sustain themselves. Readers with stamina read a lot. They ask for more reading time. They never quit reading their books over and over. They know how to fix confusing parts. But readers without stamina can't make it the whole way. They play with their books, they stare around and get distracted. They spend a lot of time in the bathroom. And of course, we want to be a reader with stamina. The goal of reading is comprehension. When you comprehend, you show that you understand what you have read. There are 5-finger retelling strategies. Number one, if someone asks you to retell, they mean for you to name the characters. The characters are the people or the animals that are in the story. They need for you to be able to identify the setting. The setting is when and where the story takes place. You should also need to be able to identify the problem. You should be able to identify the events that led to the problem solution, and you need to be able to tell what the solution of the story is. So that's 5-finger retelling. You should know characters, setting, problem, events, and solution. Okay. As part of being a super reader, you should also learn to be a super writer. These are the 5 steps to being a super writer. You need to think about what you're going to write about. Brainstorm. You may use a concept map and just think about, just list some ideas of things that you want to talk about. Then number 2, you'll draw. You'll make it more interesting, more engaging. You'll make it visually engaging to the reader. And number 3, you will label. You'll label parts such as the fish, the mouth, the fin. Number 4, you will write. And number 5, you will add detail. So what super writers do, they think first, they brainstorm. Then they draw. Then they label. Then they write, and they continue to add detail. All right, we need to know the difference between fiction and nonfiction books. What is fiction? Fiction books are made up by the author and are not true. Okay. What is nonfiction? It is about real things, such as people, places, history, or animals. So fiction books are made up by the author and are not true. but nonfiction are about things, real things, people, places, or history. Okay, the nonfiction checklist. This is a checklist about octopus. Okay, you realize, as we said in informational, that they must have headings, they must have diagrams, they must have labels, they may also have captions, which are just sentences that explain things. Octopus live in ocean. They have 8 legs. They do not eat sharks. And then to check yourself, you need to say that you used finger spaces, you used periods, and you used capitalization for important nouns such as proper nouns, and also to begin all sentences. Okay, we're going to look at writing an opinion. You need to think Oreo. Okay, here's a picture of an Oreo double stuffed cookie. O, state your opinion clearly. R, tell your reason for your opinion. E, give examples to support your opinion. And O, restate your opinion. Opinion sentences may start with words such as I prefer, I feel, I think, I believe, everyone should, or the greatest part about. So this is just an introduction to reading and writing. And we hope that you will become a reader with stamina.